Welcome everyone to HueFin News. Today is June 6th, 2019. Your source of news according to the charts. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and how one gold bug is literally telling us that Bitcoin is an asset and it is something that needs to be utilized when determining the economic situation across the globe. Okay, it was an article written by Cointelegraph. We're going to go through that momentarily. And then we're going to give you our prediction of what we expect Bitcoin to do in the near term on a daily basis before the market actually does it. So go ahead, make sure you all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, because again, when changes occur in the market, we definitely want to make sure that you all are aware of the videos that we upload on a consistent basis to make sure that you are in the know. Okay, so now let's look at this article right here on the left side of my screen. It was posted to the internet June 5th, 2019. Y'all can see. I will have a link in the description of the video just in case you all want to continue to read up on it. But again, our focus is on the price chart. This is where we get our news, and this is what we digest and dissect on a daily basis to determine what is the likely move in the cryptocurrency space. Bitcoin, useful as investor tip-off, says gold bug who predicted 90% price crash in Bitcoin's price. Bitcoin could inform investors worried about the United States-China trade war, is what an executive from a financial planning firm, wealth advisory firm, Bleakley Advisory Group, told CNBC in an interview on June 4th. On the back of stock market weakness over fears the trade war could escalate and the dollar weaken, Bleakley chief investment advisor Peter Bokvar drew attention to Bitcoin's recent behavior. You see in this article they had to throw in highlighted gold as a potential alternative. A well-known gold bug, Bokvar, nonetheless said he did not advise buying Bitcoin itself, but that it was a useful measure of market sentiment. Now, what coincidence is it to see a person more interested in gold tell you that Bitcoin is a useful measure of market sentiment? When fear comes into a financial situation, into the economic global situation, what is usually talked about as a safe haven? Gold. Gold is usually on the forefront in the market that people try to place their other assets into maintaining its value. But now we have one gold bug right here on this article that is telling us now that Bitcoin is a safe haven. Now, he didn't come out and say it verbatim as I just told you, but basically that's what this article is talking about, that Bitcoin can be used as a measure of market sentiment. It seems to me that Bitcoin is replacing gold as that once utilized way to determine market sentiment, because most people, once they saw fear come into the market, like the dollar weaken or some other foreign currency weaken, they go ahead and place their money in gold. Well, now we have one person who's interested in gold tell everyone now that Bitcoin can be used for the same thing. He also goes on to say, I watch Bitcoin as a signal, as a indicator, not because I want to own it, as I rather own gold as an alternative currency. See, that's the thing. Bitcoin is not being used as a currency, neither is gold. So why would he want to hold gold as a currency when Bitcoin would be a better method of transportation or transporting value between technology? He also goes on to say, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen this sharp rise in Bitcoin. And to me, that was saying something in terms of what markets were thinking about, what the Fed was going to do, the turmoil created by the threatening tariffs. Why is he not talking about that with gold? Because Bitcoin is a safer haven than gold is. Bokvar said he did not have a taste for Bitcoin investing echoing comments by fellow gold enthusiast Peter Schiff in an interview last month. The correlation between the two assets, you notice they are now considering Bitcoin as an asset. However, cemented Bitcoin's status as something worth watching in order to influence investment moves, he implied. Gold had rallied shortly after the Bitcoin bull run began. Yeah, right. Okay, whatever. I don't recommend Bitcoin in either direction because I don't really care for it in terms of an asset. But I do care for it as a signaling mechanism that I think was a tip-off to this bouncing gold, Bookvar noted. So even though he's telling you he can be doing something different, he doesn't recommend Bitcoin because he doesn't see it in terms of an asset. Well, if you are utilizing Bitcoin as a indicator or a signal to determine what the market is feeling, that tells you that everyone else is thinking that Bitcoin is a safe haven. So why is he not participating in the market with everyone else? Because Bitcoin would not be moving higher if there wasn't any demand or fleeing from other assets in the financial markets. Understand, he understands that Bitcoin has some longevity and it has a purpose, and it is taking the place of gold. Okay, he sees it, everyone else sees it, because you can tell right here on this price chart that Bitcoin has made bigger returns in the market than gold has. This is the monthly chart right here in Bitcoin, and as you all can tell, yes, the market has placed a massive dump in the beginning of 2018, but this coin is still worth more than 1 ounce of gold. I think an ounce of gold is like going $1,300, something around there per ounce. Well, it's going to cost you $7,739 right now for one Bitcoin. So you tell me which one is more valuable today. Looking here over the last 2 months, even Bitcoin has seen a more dramatic movement to the upside than gold has. Gold has maybe seen 2 to 3% movement on a regular basis in either direction, but Bitcoin in 1 month had 28% movement to the upside, and then here in the month of May it has 62% movement to the upside. Now, if you're in the market just to make profit, then Bitcoin is the better investment. Bitcoin is the better asset amongst gold. Gold is not even giving these type of returns in such a short amount of time. Weekly chart right now in the market for Bitcoin, you can still tell here that the strength is somewhat waning because $9,000 here on the weekly chart, you can tell right here in the background, is a resistance area. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my expectations of the market in Bitcoin in the near term and show you what we are expecting. Okay, now here we are looking at on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. The market continues to reflect that weakness is still present. It is holding $7,500 right now for support. That is going to be crucial for Bitcoin. $7,500. That is something that we all need to keep our eyes on as we see Bitcoin continue to trade in the market. Now, what we're getting is still that same depiction that $7,500 at least is being maintained in the near term for support. The market, once it breaks $7,500, if it does, it will continue to make a more dramatic movement lower. Okay, now what we got going on the 3-hour time frame, the daily time frame is still depicting that $7,500 is a pretty good support area, but we have to overcome $7,900 in order to make any dramatic difference to higher prices. Okay, that is the true gauge as to whether or not Bitcoin is going to continue to move to the upside in price. Okay, real quick look here at Bitcoin on the 1-hour bar. You can tell the market right here came and bounced off that $7,400 price, and it did it right here once again, and we're still getting some strength into the market in Bitcoin right now. So the expectation is for Bitcoin Two, wholesome consolidational trading. The movement right now is still one of higher prices, so that's what we're going to anticipate Bitcoin to do. Okay, we already know that $7,400 is trying to be maintained as support, but I can't see the market trying to hit this $7,200 on a very quick touch or movement to the downside. Okay, let's see how high we're expecting Bitcoin to go. So right now, $7,800 is a resistance area in the market for Bitcoin. Let's see how much that would grant us if we were to take that trade. It's about a 1% movement. That's really not even worth placing in the market for Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and see. The market might fall a little bit shorter. I would say around like 79, 70, close to $8,000 in the market for Bitcoin. Now, that's about 3% movement to the upside, and that's only contingent. I'm telling you now, it's contingent on Bitcoin holding $7,400 to $7,600. Okay, right now I can tell you that the strength is coming into the market. The buyers came in to try to maintain support at that $7,400 price. We are seeing some slight indications of some higher prices. We have pinpointed that $7,800 is a resistance point, so Bitcoin can still bring in more stockpile to push this currency down to lower prices. But overall, looking at Bitcoin on the monthly time frame, this coin is not done with lower prices. I do expect some more weakness to come into this space, maybe around $6,800 to $6,000, but that's not being noticed just yet in the market. So on a daily time frame, possibility of this coin moving to the upside, slight movement to the upside, not by much, about 3%, and then we'll have to come in and readdress you all as to any changes that is occurring in the market. Okay, so right now we are seeing some indications on a daily time frame that Bitcoin is trying to move to the upside. That is what we're expecting, but the long term, we might have another opportunity to try to move to the downside. We just got to see how the market plays out on a daily basis. Make sure y'all check us out at our website, HueFin in order to get more of this information. I'm telling you, the way that we are delivering the news according to the charts is relatively easy to understand, and it gives you the advantage of seeing what the market is going to do before anyone else sees it. Make sure you all maintain your profitability, and I will look forward to you all coming to our website.